Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the SLO County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111911.
Jeff and Jeremy.
So EWG means Environmental Working Group. It's EWG.org. We put a link up on our Facebook page. You can plug in your zip code and you can find out what lies within your water. And I was like, okay, I don't really think about it all that much, although I should, because we've been working with Davis Water Conditioning for quite a while. And I looked up Paso Robles water, because that's my water. That's the water I'm caring about.
Yeah, let's look up a few on the Central Coast.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different chemicals that are in my water if I take it straight from the tap. The ones that open my eyes quite a bit are the ones that are a lot over the Environmental Working Group's health guidelines. There's a legal limit on a lot of these, like arsenic. We've all heard of arsenic, right? Arsenic.
No, that's not a good one.
Not good. Potential effect is cancer at the end of the day. The legal limit is 10 parts per billion, I guess, of particles of water. Paso Robles, they have 1.39 parts per billion, so about 13% of what the legal limit is. But the Environmental Working Group, they have a health guideline, and theirs is 0.04 of a part per billion. This is 1.39, so it's 348 times what the Environmental Working Group's health guideline is for arsenic. I was like, whoa, that's a little eye-opening. I don't know what a haloacetic acid is, but there's two kinds. There's HAA9 and HAA5. HAA5 has a legal limit of 60 parts per billion. Paso Robles water, 36.2 parts per billion. So they're halfway there. Their EWG's health guidelines are 0.1 parts per billion. So that's 362 times what the recommended guideline is from the Environmental Working Group, but only half of what the legal limit is on the haloacetic acid. What's the haloacetic?
Hey, real quick, can you give out that website again? People are wanting to know.
EWG.org, and I think you want to do /tap water on that, and it'll take you to a search on the zip code, so you can find out what's going on with your water. I'll leave it there. You get the gist of what I'm saying.
Well, Trump hater Rhonda would like you to do her zip code if you have time. 93445.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Let's see. I gotta go back and do it here. 93445.
And by the way, while you were doing that, I was looking up. People always say boil your water. Sometimes you get sediment, things like that. They want you to boil your water, and boiling water gets rid of solids and like bacteria. It will not get rid of chemicals such as chlorine and like lead or something like that. So you can boil all you want, but it's not good.
More arsenic.
93445.
More arsenic than Paso Robles Oceano does. They have 445 times the EWG.
Maybe that's why she's so angry all the time.
1.78 parts per billion. A legal limit is 10 parts per billion. Bromoform, whatever bromoform is, they've got 2.99 parts per billion.
That's the ingredient that makes you hate Donald Trump, I think. Bromoform.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
is that what
triggers
it is?
you.
Actually, outside of the arsenic thing and the bromodichloromethane.
That's it.
That bromodichloromethane, man, that'll sneak up and get you. Potential effects of both of those is cancer. Besides those, you guys are doing better than Paso Robles on your drinking water in Oceano. Besides the arsenic and the bromodichloromethane. Can
you do our zip code here, 93401? I want to just know what $1 million gets you in your water.
That's a very good.
Versus $1 million maybe living outside of town, drilling a well, that kind of thing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, who knows? You can't test the well water, right? Let's see.
Doesn't matter if you distill your water; chemicals don't come out. Only bacteria.
Those haloacetic acids, man, geez. Same as Paso Robles on the HAA5, something I like to call 5. It is 362 parts per billion, the same as Paso Robles. They must have a San Luis Obispo water quality sample or standard. But the haloacetic acids, 9, what I like to call 9, 785 times the EWG's health guidelines at 0.06 parts per billion. They have 47.1 parts per billion of the 9. The reason why we bring this up is they also, if you scroll down when you go to search your zip code, they give you options on things to do to your house in order to make them a little bit more, make it so you ingest that 9
less chemicals
at a much lower level. And it's things like carbon filters, reverse osmosis, whole house filters. That's why it's probably worth at least a call to Davis Water Conditioning. They do ion exchanges, and they say that all these things, for example, for San Luis Obispo, what we just did, the reverse osmosis will remove 12 of the, how many were there? 12 of the 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 of the 12 chemicals. All 12 of the chemicals.
Just reverse osmosis, huh? Yeah. That's good. I didn't know that.
And whole house filters.
Better than filtering your water, it sounds like.
Whole house filters do the same, and carbon filters.
They do.
Carbon filters help remove a lot too. So
what about that little filter you put in your refrigerator for your water that runs through there?
I don't know, but do you run that for everything? Like when you're cooking with no. I found that
I only use it for making coffee, iced tea, and drinking water.
See, I don't use it for making coffee.
We use tap water. We use tap water for boiling pasta and things, whatever.
I do not use it for the coffee. Should probably use it for the coffee because it makes it may be cleaner water, but it makes the coffee not taste as good. I mean, I need.
You like that chlorine kick in that coffee?
I like my coffee laden with 9.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the SLO County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.